Have you ever noticed that with manipulation, it's always the person pointing the finger most of the time that's doing the manipulating? For example, when they say, "Oh, this person keeps accusing me of cheating," it's usually the cheater that's pointing the finger at the other person that's doing the cheating. It's the one that's accusing the person. Or they will create triangulation because there's strength in numbers. Um, because a lie or an accusation of some kind needs a lot of energy, and it needs a lot of backup. Whereas the innocent person won't be saying anything. They'll be just quiet if they're in their integrity and they know better. They'll just be sitting there waiting for it to play out because they know that eventually the truth will always show. It always does. People always get exposed in the end. The truth always comes out in the end. So lies are messy, they're really messy. And this kind of thing haunts people in their astral and in their waking life. But it really haunts them in their astral because they know that it's just a matter of time before it becomes exposed, and before people know where that lie rooted from. So that's another basic psychology 101. Who's doing the pointing the fingers? Who's turning people against people? Who's turning people against one person, many people, whatever? Who's creating division? That's another thing that I've noticed a lot of in this field is division and separation, which anybody who is actually worth their weight in salt and has a platform won't be doing. I mean, we're supposed to be doing the opposite. It doesn't mean that there isn't, like I said previously, good, bad, and polarity and everything, but to truly evolve as a collective, we have to do that together, not division, not separation, because look how well that's worked out for us, right? And you see this in small groups, big groups, worldwide stage, you see it everywhere. But, you know, this is something that's being exposed far faster than it ever was before, thanks to the internet, thanks to the shift in consciousness, and in my opinion, thanks to the astral too. Because what I've seen and what I'm observing is that the astral and the waking world are merging together very, very fast, and trying to keep up with lies, manipulation, disingenuine type of characteristics. They're being absolutely destroyed. So I just thought I'd highlight that point. And I have a little post on my Prophetica page, my poetry page, and I have a post about haters. And I don't even like the term haters, but it's the buzzword, isn't it? So it's opposition in my view. It's just opposition. And to be honest with you, it's just unhealed people throwing their pain at other people. And it just goes, haters are your biggest fans. They'll go out of their way to show you that. Don't get it twisted. And it's very true. They will go so out of their way to show you how much they are intimidated by you because they're insecure. The only reason why people feel intimidated by anybody else is because it mirrors an insecurity within them. Basically, opposition, haters, are envious, jealous, insecure, and very wounded, fearful people that have a lot of work to do. And I'm saying that, I'm trying to say that in a non-judgmental way, but some of these people are quite dangerous. But let's look at it from the view of the person that's being thrown hate at compared to the hater. Like the hater is literally showing that other person, you intimidate me, you scare me, I want what you have. That's envy. I want what you have, but I can't have it. Why? Because they're insecure. Why? Because they haven't empowered themselves, because they keep comparing themselves to this other person or people or thing. And when people start to actually stop, using the matrix system and comparing themselves to others, they begin to unfold their own gifts, their own power, their own unique things that other person or people don't even have. And that's the division that's creating the wars, the separation, the racial wars, the gender wars, all these different types of things that's going on, the so-called spiritual wars and all. And I am not the kind of person that looks at life through a war mindset, because if I do, I'm going to find more reasons, law of attraction, to find more battles to fight. That's the way it works. The universe will say, okay, here's 10 more battles. Yep. Here's 10 more battles to fight. Here's 10 more reasons to hate people. Here's 10 more reasons why this is wrong and you're right. Yeah. That's the way it works. And luckily it works in reverse. Not to say or to have toxic positivity and ignore the fact that there's all that out there. No, I highlight all of that here, and I work within all of that within myself, as I do the work constantly. But if people could literally learn from the mirror that they're looking into, instead of attacking other people, this whole thing would start to heal a whole lot faster. And that is a responsibility on everybody together, as a collective, as a whole. So that's the hater side of it, okay? The person being subjected to that person's pain on the other end of it has to keep in integrity. You have to keep in integrity. You can't have I have to prove myself right, I have to defend myself, no. I've already explained all that in the last video or two in this series. Don't bother. It's not your job, it's their job. If you're not doing anything wrong, you're doing everything you can right, you're not hurting anybody or yourself, then you have nothing to gain by trying to change people's belief systems about you. That is not your business, nor should you try to do it. The only thing you can do is be an example. Instead of making an example out of people, be an example to people. That's the best thing you can do, if you ask me. And that's true integrity, that's true leadership, and that's being a really good teacher. So that, another thing about this whole hate and hater and opposites, another thing about this polarity subject of the hater and the hated, is that when this opposition comes along, which everybody who's good at what they do faces along their careers or their lives or in general, remember that when somebody turns on you, and initially they liked you, or even if they didn't like you, whatever, but if they turn on you and you react in a certain way, you do realize they're still looking to learn from you. Like, the lesson's not finished yet. Underneath all that hate and envy and insecurity that they have, they are still looking up to you to learn something. So that's a responsibility that all the people, in the spotlight have. And in life, it doesn't matter if there's a spotlight or not. You're still teaching them something, whether they want to learn it or not. But you'll be able to teach that lesson to others, hopefully, who need it or could use it, which I hope anyone watching this video finds useful. Just remember, you're still teaching. You're still being an example, even if you're not a teacher. Everybody is a teacher. Everybody is a student. And a real teacher knows that they're always a student. I certainly believe that anyway. That's certainly something I jotted down there the other week, you know. And there's always learning from both sides. It's not just one side. There's always learning from both sides. Yes, there's probably a lot more for the haters or the opposition than there is the teachers, but they're still learning. There's still something. And another thing is these haters that go around like with fake profiles and, you know, try and scam people or whatever it is they're doing. They don't even realize that they're working for free for those people. Good or bad, it's publicity. You're still, you know, giving all your power to that person by showing up in their comments, disliking their videos. That's still all good for that person. It still brings them traffic. You're working for them for free. And you're promoting them. And you're giving them all your power. And if you just manage to flip that and realize how unique and substantial of an individual that you could be yourself, all of that energy could go back into yourself. And look at, you never know what you could create. But c'est la vie. That's the way it goes. And I know a few people online and in my life who are very, very successful and well-known people who deal with this all the time. And, you know, as they say, if you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong, right? So it's always a good sign. There's always a spiritual silver lining to all of this stuff. As ridiculous as it can be, as hilarious as it can be. I can tell you I've been laughing my ass off at some stuff lately. It's been so funny. But I'm not going to say anything. I am just going to try and share what I can on this channel in the hope that it helps people have a slightly different perspective and share my gratitude for what I learn and for the experiences that I do have. And I will try and cover more topics on the astral very soon. I just wanted to get this little series out there because I know no matter where or what you're doing in your life, you're going to come up with opposition. It is just the way of the world. How we respond to it is everything. How we don't react. Or if we're to react, what way are we going to do it that's productive, that serves ourselves and others, and separates us from creating more hate? Because if you're going to get angry and hateful, well, more hate creates more hate. It doesn't do anything else. All you can do is take the high road and pray for those people that they do the work on themselves, and maybe one day you'll wave at them on that high road. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. That's their business. That's their choice. But what you do with your own matters a lot. That's all that matters, what you do with your own. So I hope this helped. And if anyone has gone through any rough patches with this stuff, I hope it's given you a different perspective and you can use it as a positive, because there's a positive in every negative, a negative in every positive. And I teach that throughout my Astral channel. And if anybody is looking for a reading, a personal reading, socials are in the description box below. If you like this video, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for upcoming videos. Thank you for your support, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.